family, what is going on? Welcome to the channel. I am Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive. And yeah, we're gonna look at your energy for the week. So welcome everyone. Not a lot of not a lot of announcements. We just left Mercury retrograde. Hoping it wasn't too chaotic for you. Yeah, I love that. Giving us the energy to clean, cleanse, clear out the things that don't serve us. And then we had a new moon in Taurus. So great time to kind of like wipe away the old, get rid of the BS, all the clutter, etc. And then really plant our seeds, set our intentions, especially when it comes to our wealth, our finances, our stability, etc. Taurus energy is really good about, well, it rules money and possessions. So usually every Taurus I know is very good with their finances. They find a way to create abundance, even if, you know, an abundance has a lot of different values, right? It doesn't necessarily mean S ton of money. It can be, right? Okay, so really working with the cure. So there's something about this, Virgo. Maybe you're spending a lot of time, energy on yourself. You do rule the house of health and wellness. So being conscious, being intentional, finding the cure for you. Especially if you've been through the ringer lately. Like I'm hearing for some of you, it's just been really heavy. It's been really difficult. And excuse me, guys. Ooh, I don't even know. Yeah, but there has been a lot of pain, maybe even trauma for some of you, and not really knowing how to move through that, you know, because honestly, these are completely opposite energies. One is about health, wellness, healing. It has this element of lightness. And then the other is staying too stuck in the pain, in the sadness, and not knowing how to move through it, you know. And honestly, for situations like this, I feel like it's like we have to be gracious with ourselves. Give yourself time, energy, whatever you need to really heal. You know, it's better to take a step back, give yourself the time and space that you need to the best of your ability. I know it doesn't always happen in life, right? Like, we have a bajillion things going on at all times, right, in modern day, whether it's business or family or friends or things to do or whatever it is, you know. But honestly, you kind of healing this, making proactive steps is really going to bring you in someone who will help support your energy. So to me, I was even hearing, like, even if you need to go to a support group or something like that, don't take, you know, shade in it. It's like, whatever, right? Like, try not to judge the areas that you need your health, your wellness, your healing, because literally out of this process, out of the pain is coming this abundance. It might not feel like it at this point. Yeah, I feel like this energy has been lingering for you a lot lately. I didn't show you, well, I didn't show you guys, but on the bottom of the deck, it was the crown. So this masculine energy coming in, whether you are, regardless of gender. These circumstances, situations are really brought to your attention to show you where you're at, what that mirror reflection is. But it's, I don't know, not to be like bad and wrong, shame, judge, but I hear it as like Spirit's really trying to get you to see your worth and your value, and how when we focus on that, when we do the healing things, when we do the positive things, it actually brings in someone who attracts those energies versus someone who's just gonna shit all over us, right? The pain, the suffering, the imbalance, that brings in the toxic people. And I'm not saying you can't feel your feels. I'm a huge proponent of that, because I think that otherwise, you know, disease can, blocked energy becomes illness, physical sickness. 444 on the clock. Bringing closure to something, knowing that there is stability, knowing that you're protected, that you're divinely guided, 4 is really attached back to our angels, spirit guides. Yeah, I love that. There's that high priestess energy right there. So tuning in, Virgo, taking time apart for yourself and tuning into the next steps. I don't mean to make it so superficial, excuse me, okay. Yeah, but this is a time to really go within. This is what I'm hearing, okay. So something didn't completely work out how you had anticipated. Maybe you're feeling a little rejected or left out or left in the cold, you know. It's triggering a lot of past pain, that's what I'm hearing. Things that had not been healed, not only in this, for instance, with this person or situation, but also just within yourself. Everyone's situation is going to be different, guys. 555. Change is here. It's time to rise above, explore new territories, figure out a new way of living, you know, kind of invest some time and energy into doing things that make you thrive, right? I talked about joining a support group. Maybe this is just joining a group like of a hobby you have. You know what I mean? Just like, it's the energy, Page of Wands, of getting out there, meeting new people, new friends, etc. Yeah, but I think that's easier said than done at times, especially if you've been through it with other people in the past, right? So with this tear catcher card, it is a lot about trauma and pain that we face. Something that really has a grip on our emotions, our feeling, often associated with a lot of grief. So, okay, 5 of Swords. So someone who completely just cut you off, or you have to cut someone else off because it's too toxic, it's too unstable. You know, but I think you're still fixating on it a little bit. Make sure this week, Virgo, that you're taking, like I said, I feel like it's as simple as doing things that make you feel like excited and expansive, doing something you always said that you were going to do. I feel like this is a good week to do something for yourself, right? Because it's not moving anywhere. This person or situation is going to continue to take advantage of the energy. They're not moving anywhere, you know. This is, yeah, I mean, someone who doesn't get it, someone who's too self-absorbed. Maybe they're doing their own healing, you know, maybe they need to kind of separate so they can have time to build their own stability. The devil has been showing up a lot, though, in our energy, like the zodiac energy, so I don't know if that's good, bad. I mean, it can also just be like, you know, we can feel like someone's playing games with us, or it could be triggering certain emotions with us that we kind of have to fight those inner demons. You know, for some reason, I don't know, this person is just like lost in their own world. And there's something about this, like, whether it's like the interaction with you or the dynamics between you or whatever the expectation is, they don't really like it, is what I'm seeing. I feel like, you know, it's probably best to let it go, but there's something that's still attaching you. You know, maybe you feel like if I get healthy enough, or if I then, like, you're taking on the responsibility, taking on the blame. If I get healthy enough, then they're gonna like me. Well, no, no shade, but it's like, you know, getting healthy is going to actually attract a higher vibration, right? If people are functioning out of a certain way of being, control, manipulation, lies, gossip, deceit, you know, obviously we have to reflect within ourselves to say, what made me think it was okay to invite that into my energy? And again, no shade to anybody. We all have different levels of awareness. Not in a hierarchy kind of way, but just, you know, in our consciousness, like whether we want to be awake to things or not. People who choose to kind of turn their blinders, it's called paradigm blindness. They get trapped in their paradigms about how life is, where really, in fact, it's huge, it's expansive, and you know that. But this person's being shady, like, or this person or situation, whether they're spying on you, or there's something about this that's like keeping the energetic exchange attached between you two, especially with that Seven of Swords energy, Knight of Cups. So someone who's not ready yet but wants to have control of the situation, and that's exactly where you feel this Devil energy. It's someone who's like refusing and unwilling, but then also at the same time, like trying to keep you stuck, okay? And then you're like, what you're blocking right now, Virgo, is the ability to move forward. So sometimes we just have to recognize what someone's doing in order to let it go, or go talk to some new people, you know, make some new friends, like get out of your comfort zone, out of your environment. I don't know, man, it's so funny. Like, I feel like the Knight of Wands doesn't give two shits about, you know, the Knight of Cups, right? Like, he's like totally cool to do his own thing and not really care about what someone else thinks about him. And I feel like, Virgo, that's the vibe you need to step into. You might be on that Virgo-Leo cusp, or maybe you just need to step into that fire energy where you take action, right? You make a decision and you take action to move forward, especially with that Knight of Swords. We have 3 knights on the board. Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords. So this is like making choices, decisions, how you're going to move forward, what is your strategy, what is your game plan, but make sure to listen to your heart, and also make sure it's something you're passionate about. Passion is always the driving force. It will be the one thing that will keep us committed to something. Sometimes the Knight of Wands can be super fickle, 222, you know, but I think at the same time, at least he gets things done. Maybe it needs to be a little bit more stabilized, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, don't try to do everything at once. It feels like you're kind of taking on the whole world, Virgo. You know, it's like, especially when we look back to like whatever process you've been through over this past year or so, it's the vacillation between like, I'm gonna do, you know, a million different things to make sure that like my energy's on point, or I'm taking care of myself. But then it's like the pendulum. Well, no, pendulum. Yeah, well, I guess it is, right? So you make all these commitments to yourself. You pile your plate high to be the best version of yourself. But then there still is the pain, and there still is the grief. And so it kind of brings you back down to that other side of the coin. This is basically saying, you know, what really matters is your happiness, your foundation, your home, your family, whatever this looks like for you. Really spending time to nurture that. The more you pay attention to that, the better the results are going to be, okay? So just keep that in mind, especially when dealing with things of the past. Yeah, there's that sorrow card. So not letting it get you so down and out. I know that's easier said than done. I have a lot of water in my chart. I'm very sensitive, you know, and it's easy to go down the emotional K-hole. But I think that's the value of like honoring that for ourselves, the pain, the sorrow, but also being gentle. Like, we don't have to be a certain way. Maybe you're picking up a lot of energy around this person, love, joy, happiness. You want to connect, you want to communicate. It's making you feel really disappointed, but at the same time, it's like opening up to what is new. And, you know, I think if we are not liking how a situation is going, then we do have to reflect. 444 on the clock. what our own actions, how we're showing up, what we're saying, etc. You know, taking inventory so that it's not just the other person or they're doing us wrong or sending this message to us or whatever, right? Like, sometimes we just need to check in and have a conversation. Oversimplified, but I feel like you recognizing that, going easier on yourself with your healing, it's actually going to bring you something that is way more heart honoring. It's better to do that now, especially with this relationship on the horizon, because that person, that energy that comes in is going to be way more heart honoring for you, Virgo. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your time and energy always. Sending love and blessings to whatever you're navigating through. Big thumbs up if it resonated. Drop comments below. Let's build and grow the community. Thanks, guys. Lots of love.